Hello and welcome to LNN News, where we bring you weekly updates on Jefferson County High School U.S. History Dual Credit Mr. Lemon's history class. This week has been lots of fun. We've got a lot of announcements. First of all, I just want to say that this show this week is going to be a little bit more serious than last week. It's sort of hard to make light of World War II with things like Pearl Harbor and the Holocaust and things like that, and I don't want to offend anybody or make light of what a terrible situation that was in the 1940s. So this series is going to be a little bit more serious, and there's a good video from some veterans that survived Pearl Harbor. So this show may not be as goofy as last week, but there's still a lot of fun to be had. So join me right after this commercial break. Welcome back. Yes, this week is on World War II, and we are going to go to our expert, Mr. Lemons, again this week, so he can explain World War II and answer any questions that you may have worked on this week. Hint, hint. So please follow along, and we will turn it to Mr. Lemons. Mr. Lemons, how do you do today? Hello. Thank you, Jacob Lemons, for introducing me. I am excited to be here. Mr. Lemons is here. I'm going to take off my spectacles. I just wanted to look smart for a minute. First of all, before we get started on anything, some updates on class first. I am really impressed. We have over several people who have signed up for Khan Academy, and I'm sure several other people are doing their packets at home, and I'm really proud of you guys for taking the initiative of doing that stuff at home. I know that's hard to do right now with all the craziness going on. Second of all, I just want to say how saddened I am that we're not going to get to be together again. That we had a lot of lessons to learn and a lot of things to laugh about and enjoy for the next couple months, and I truly am sad that we don't get to do that together with school being out for the rest of the year. I hope you all keep working hard in the upcoming weeks and learn some history. I mean, heck, we ain't got nothing else to do around here. I'm going to keep up these daily updates or weekly updates and try to have a little fun with it and all that stuff. So I hope you all do that. We're going to do something a little bit different. We'll be doing a citizenship test. You have to take the citizenship test to pass to graduate high school. So instead of some other things that other classes might be doing, we're going to give you review packets on what you should have learned in government, what we would have reviewed in this class, so we can go ahead and knock that citizenship test out of the way, and you won't have to do that next semester, next year, and have to worry about that. It'll just be something that less, because next year is going to be crazy. This is definitely going to be something that you're able to tell your hopefully you can tell your great-grandkids, but your grandkids and kids how there was a year, your junior year, where school quit in March. We just didn't go back anymore because of the pandemic, and the ramifications of this are going to be crazy. I don't have any idea what those ramifications are going to be, but I definitely think it's going to be interesting. So real quick, I'll go through some things, just me talking to you, and then I have a little video that I usually show in class. I love it. It's about Pearl Harbor. It's about 5 minutes, and then we'll have a special guest at the end for a fun little segment, and then we'll log off here. So again, remember to kind of keep up with your emails. I'll be sending up updates, video updates, and things like that for the rest of this. So anyway, we did World War II this week. You had 4 segments. You had Pearl Harbor. I got my notes over here, so if I look over here, that's what's happening. I got Pearl Harbor. We got FDR. We got the Japanese camps, and then we got women workers, and then we got the UN. Okay, so let's talk about Pearl Harbor. So Pearl Harbor, question, what motives did Japan have in attacking Pearl Harbor? First of all, they wanted to conquer the entire ocean. Okay, they wanted the Pacific Ocean. They wanted to be the Hitler of Asia, and they wanted to have all that. They could not do that unless they had Pearl Harbor. So they had to do Pearl Harbor. There's also something called the Vinson-Walsh Act. If the Vinson-Walsh Act is passed, we were going to have an awesome Navy in the Pacific Ocean. they knew they didn't have a chance against us, so they tried to hit us before we got strong. So even though it seemed maybe a dumb idea, it was actually, if they were going to accomplish their goal, which was a stupid goal, by the way, if they were going to accomplish the goal, they needed to do it then. And they obviously failed in doing that. America's response, we declared war, and that's pretty self-explanatory. Our war machine opened up 24/7, like we talked about World War I, and our industrial might was unstoppable. Absolutely unstoppable. So they literally woke a sleeping giant there. And do you think the United States would have ended up in World War II? It was inevitable. We were probably going to end up in World War II. Somebody was eventually going to do something that it was just going to happen. I have no doubt about it. I think that we were going to go into World War II no matter what happened there. Okay, so FDR, do you agree with historians that he was one of the greatest presidents? I mean, yeah, I guess so. He led us through World War I, led us in the Great Depression, or led us through World War II, led us in the Great Depression. I mean, I just can't imagine how he cannot be. Those are two very difficult times that he led us through, and he led us pretty well there. FDR had a good way of seeing around corners, kind of knowing what was happening next. So, yes, I would say he should be considered that. Could he have done more to stop World War II? No. I think we were so dedicated to isolationism. He did everything he could without making the American public just absolutely insane. So I think he probably did about everything he could to stop that. Was FDR good wartime leader? Yeah, I mean, I think he was. There's nothing on that. And then the next part is the Japanese internment camps. That was a mistake, obviously. People being put into camp because of their race is not much different than what Hitler was doing. We didn't have the gas chambers and things like that. That was obviously bad things. So that was bad. So the consequences are antitrust in government, all kinds of different things like that I'm sure in your reading. Then it asks what you would do if your family was interned. That's an opinion question. What lessons can be learned? Don't do stupid stuff like that. Okay, don't have a reactionary because the Japanese did this. Not all Japanese people are bad. Let's not react to certain things by attacked by a small group of people. Let's not react in this wholesome, crazy way like we did there. Okay, women workers. We don't win the war without women workers, right? So how effective were they? They were. I mean, I don't care how bad of a dude you are, you're not going to charge a machine gun nest with a stick and win that, right? You had to have guns, you had to have grenades, you had to have airplanes, tanks, and all those things. Women built those things. Logistically, it's women that win the war for us, no doubt about it. I mean, they were hugely effective. Rosie the Riveter, what kind of symbol was she? I thought this was a very interesting question. Did she symbolize strength in a woman for doing these things? Or did she make you want to you still had to be beautiful? I don't know. I think opinion depends on what I think, yeah, she's good either way. I think Rosie the River does provide an empowerment element to her, no doubt about it. Which jobs would you have worked? I don't know. None of them for me. I would not want to do any of the jobs. So that, some of the women jobs were so dangerous. Like if they had a static electricity in their hair, the whole factory blew up. So yeah, bump that. I don't want to do any of that. The UN is a hot topic today. They were supposed to be a force to create peace like the League of Nations. They were filling that in, and then it turns into this propaganda machine. What did it eventually turn into? It turned into a propaganda machine for America and Russia during the Cold War. And so that was obviously good. And how did it evolve? Today, the UN is very controversial. You have mostly conservatives who can, really America first. They don't really want to do a lot with the UN, but you got to have to some stuff. It's really a thing like that. So it's evolved into a political, an opinion almost is what the UN is today. Depends on what side of the thing you're on there. So that's all we have for World War II. I want to let you watch this video about Pearl Harbor. These guys are really cool, and if you haven't watched anything else, watch this video. Can't wait to see y'all someday next year. See ya.
On December 7th, 1941, the world changed.
Very quickly you realized that this was a normal situation. The Japanese was attacked in Pearl Harbor.
The air was filled with all kinds of smoke and debris. The noise was unbearable. The planes were so thick, looked like they might fly into one another even.
The Japanese had everything planned. They were after the battleships and the aircraft, and that's what they got.
There was a total of 44 torpedoes dropped that morning. Inside of 20 minutes, the Oklahoma was over on her side.
We took the sight cap off the periscope. Bam! There went the Arizona.
The second attack was an hour and 15 minutes later, 167 aircraft. It was a sight I'll never forget. I watched the Arizona, the West Virginia, the Tennessee, the Nevada, California, Utah, all engulfed in smoke and flames and all sinking.
It was chaotic. Guys hollered for their lives.
Oil from the destroyer came on top of the water, caught fire, so it had flames all around us.
The fire from the Arizona was so intense. These guys that fell over, came up, got the film on their bodies, were like human torches.
The fireball went about 800 feet in the air and just enveloped us. I got burned over about 65% or 70% of my body.
We seen men jumping off the ship into boiling oil and water, trying to make it to the beach.
There was a body in the water. When I pulled the guy's arm, it came off. Well, of course, that scared the living daylights out of me.
I saw these bodies lying around. So the first run, I turned him over, and the back of his head was missing. I wasn't prepared for that.
I still, to this day, have memories of those bodies we pulled out of the bay, but all of them was oil soaked, and it left a real bad memory.
Tears came to my eye because of the destruction of the ships and more important, the lives that were lost.
This December the 7th, we will be celebrating our 75th anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor.
For the 75th, this will be a biggie. I didn't think I'd be around. I figured I was on borrowed time from December 7th on.
I feel very fortunate to survive Pearl Harbor. So many guys didn't.
I get tears even when I think about it, because there were a lot of them that didn't make it.
And I realize we represent others who can't make it. We're the few that's left.
There's not very many Pearl Harbor survivors left that can tell that horrible story of that particular day.
This will probably be the last big celebration. Most of us will probably be gone.
I'm serving the people that died already by telling the people what they did, what they died for.
I can still see the planes coming across. I can still see the battleships blowing up. I think it'll remain with me to the day I die.
There's so much anger when you're under attack. I feel differently in that I've forgiven everybody that was involved on both sides of the war.
I hated them because it was nonsense for them to do the things they did. But things happen, you can't do nothing about them. They already passed and gone.
I was kind of angry with them at first, but you know, it's been so many years since that happened. I'm not angry no more at anybody.
I just like to shake hands and make friends, and be friends with one another. Just want peace.
We're enemies once, best friends now. I think about the future. I don't think about what happened in the past. You can't change what's happened. I'm not fighting the war now. I'm thinking about the future.
Thank you, and we're back from that amazing video. Now our next guest, you all know the legend, and this is our new segment, Word on the Street with Lnn Thugga. So I introduce to you, Lnn Thugga. You know it's your boy, Lnn Thugga, baby, from the 865. Oh, baby, this is Word on the Street. Yeah, man, it's Word on the Street. Hold on a second. Can't talk with those things in, man. You know I can't talk with those things in, but you know what the word is? The word is You know what the word is. The word is that the government's handing out checks. You know your boy gonna get some bling. Oh, baby, he gonna get some bling. He gonna work those streets hard now. He gonna work them hard, baby. Hit no rap, boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna get me some bass on that car. I'm gonna be bad, man. You know I'm bad.
Your sandwich is ready.
You got mustard on that thing?
Yeah, baby.
Heck yeah, I do. Y'all gonna go get a mustard sandwich. I'm out. See ya. Thank you, Lemon Thug. I'm not sure what a mustard sandwich is, but I hope you enjoyed that sandwich from your mother. Now, this week we're all done. We're wrapped up. I hope you had fun in this LNN, and I hope to see you again next week. Remember, you made this week a special week by just being you, knowing the world like you, and I like you just the way you are.